is that it's not just nuns on the bus anymore, but it's everyone on the bus. So one of the things we've been doing is if you pledge to vote and be a voter, then what you get to do is sign the bus. So I wasn't able to bring the bus with me because I left it yesterday in Davenport on its way to Dubuque. So, but what I did bring were stickers for everybody so that everybody can be a nun on the bus. And the staff at Network, my colleague Shanta Reddy Alonso, also has them. So we're just going to pass them out. And everybody take a sticker, make yourselves nuns on the bus. It's important. And then the second thing, this is my commercial, is Shanta and I have brought commitment cards to be a voter. Now, many people are trying to get out the vote for this Tuesday. And, oh, there's plenty, don't worry about it. There's plenty to go around, so just pass them back. Many people are trying to get out the vote, but often it's just about the day of voting. But the fact is, we at Network want you to fill out the card to commit as a voter. And some of you probably have already done early votings, but the thing that we'll use it for is not just for getting you to commit to vote. We want to deliver these to your new members of Congress and in the 114th Congress coming up in January. So what we're doing is we're collecting these all over the country. Then we'll take them into your representatives and say, hey, I know Virginia's just across the river, but we were there. And somebody told me they were from Maryland. We'll do the same for Maryland. Wherever you're from, and say, we know your people, and this is what they care about. So that the thing is, often we treat elections like the World Series that just finished up, and it's a tight race. It was a tough game. You know, it looked like the Royals were going to pull ahead, but then in the end, it was the Giants. And then we, kind of either celebrate or lament and say, oh, well, next time. And life goes on. What we know is that that's not democracy. That's only one piece of it. And the challenge is to keep people engaged in the process. And that's one thing that SALT works on. It's one thing we work on at Network, is that if we are going to save our democracy, then we've got to stay engaged. That's just the blunt fact. Getting ready for this bus trip that we've been on We the People, We the Voters, I realized that Athens, remember the cradle of democracy, where democracy started, Athens' democracy lasted about 200 years. And then the rich folk started fighting with each other, and they were seriously weakened, and it turned out to be the end of democracy. Now, I don't want to say anything, but we've been at this for about 200 years. We now have rich people fighting with each other, and we're sort of losing sight of the people that make democracy work. Therein lies the trouble. So, what I want to do is talk a bit about what we're up to, what's going on, what we've seen from the road, and then what is the way forward for us. Therein lies the challenge. But I gotta tell you, Shanta, it's not gonna work with you passing stuff out and me talking, because I worry about people getting enough and making sure people pass it down, and I'm sorry, I just can't help myself. Can you just give them to somebody, or you just deliver them quickly, and nobody worry about it, okay? Please. Up and around. And we've got more in the back. It's very sweet. Thank you. She is our field organizer, see. She's afraid that I'll let one person get out of here without feeling them out.
That's not going to happen.
Some of you I know are paying members, and our paying members get our glorious magazine. And this is this month, quarter's edition of the magazine. Has the bus on the front, and it's from Traverse City. The top picture is Traverse City, the bottom picture is Flint. But what we have done on the bus is traveled to 10 states, trying to hear the stories of real people and what's going on. And as we know, this is a little like a circus. Hey, I believe help has arrived. All right, so what we know is that Pope Francis, in the exhortation, and somebody told me that you've been studying his exhortation, but what he says is that in paragraph 202, that the need to resolve structural causes of poverty cannot be delayed, not only for the pragmatic reason of its urgency for the good order of society, but because society needs to be cured of a sickness which is weakening and frustrating it, and which can only lead to new crises. Then he goes on and challenges us, saying welfare projects which meet certain urgent needs should be considered merely temporary responses. As long as the problems of the poor are not radically resolved by rejecting the absolute autonomy of the markets and financial speculation, and by attacking the structural causes of inequality, no solution will be found for the world's problems, or for that matter, to any problems. Inequality is the root of social ills. Get that? Inequality is the root of social ills. Now let me tell you a few stories from the road. In Asheville, North Carolina, we met Leslie, whose son, Michael, where's Michael's picture? Whose son, Michael, died because they had not expanded Medicaid. Sound familiar? The fact is, not expanding Medicaid is evidence of social inequality, of an ill in our society where the richest nation on earth, as you all know only too well, can't get its act together to take care of its people. And why can't we do it? Well, in Raleigh, we met with Reverend Barber. Do you folks know Moral Mondays? And yeah, Reverend Barber's doing amazing work. Anyway, we got to do a rally outside the state capitol. But doing a rally in Raleigh is very difficult to say. So I just say a rally at the state capitol. And there, I got a chance to talk to him. One of the things that they're doing is last Monday, they had a march carrying caskets representing the people that had died this year because they had refused to expand Medicaid. Because what he's trying to do is to make clear this is not a political game. We have politicians that are polarized by the Obamacare as being, we can't possibly let Obama have a win, so we're going to oppose it no matter what. And the hard part is, this is not politics. This is people's lives we're talking about. The whole thing that, well, you all know that. I mean, in Virginia, while you got a governor that wants to do it, it's all messed up. It's really a mess. And what I have realized